What's up guys, this is James first, and welcome back to more Let's Play Danganronpa Check Out the Havoc. Last time, we found out what was just going on with the airwaves in general. Yeah, I know that's a weird way to start things off, but apparently this killing game is being broadcast to the entire world. And we have to go through this case now. So, last time we also discovered pretty much everything in here, aside from testimonies from our survivors. But we didn't check out the tool shed, which I just remembered. It's rusty and disorganized, and okay, there we go. Is this a tarp? Oh yeah, if something looks out of place, you have to check it out. The top is wet, covered with mud and grime, but on the other side, it's totally clean and completely dry. On the side that tarp is wet is dirty. Something about that bothers me. Then that's the one thing in here that concerns me. Okay, good. Let's talk to Toko. I wish I knew. Whoa, sorry about the hiccup. Listen, Mukuro, do you remember how the body looked? You know, before it blew up? Well, if I remember right, it was wearing some kind of mask and a big white coat. And there was a knife sticking out of its stomach, and the air around it was stained with blood. Apparently the wound would have stopped bleeding, but the blood on the body was still wet. The Yaka said not to touch it, to avoid getting it all bloody. But for how much blood there was on the body, I didn't see any on the ground around it.
Okay.
Wow, thanks, that was a big help. Now that you explain it, I totally remember how it looked. Well, having it talked about like that helped me remember it a lot better too. So thank you too. Something that's been not really bothered me, but that I just questioned was like, are all these like treat bullets just like stored on the e-handbook, like you found it, and then like it goes ding, and then take a picture or whatnot, or do they actually take pictures? I don't know about that. That's one thing I don't know about the handbooks. Let me get Hero. He's hiding here. It's 11 o'clock right now. Okay, and
serious.
Oh well, I was just thinking about when we first found the body. When the body was found, huh? I should look back at what I did this morning to help me remember when that was. Okay. It was 9 o'clock, I think. It had to have been right around 9 o'clock. Oh, now that you mention it, I think you're right. So I think we can say for sure that the body was found at 9 AM. Okay, my job's done. That's a pretty small job. Last up is our leader, Byakuya. Good timing, Mukuro. I want to talk to you. What do you want to talk about?
So, in other words...
I'd like to hear your alibi. Alibi?
In other words...
Correct. I'd love to hear where were you after nighttime had begun last night. Well, I was sick, so I was asleep all night. But why are you asking me about this now? And what's nighttime got to do with
Naturally.
it? Isn't it obvious? This murder took place after nighttime. How can you know that for sure? Because just after nighttime began, I came to the garden. I was going around looking for everyone so I could tell them about Monokuma. Hiro's been spending most of his time in the garden the last few days, so I figured he'd be here. And I can confirm when I arrived last night, there was no body here.
In other words...
So the murder could have only taken place at some point during nighttime after I left this garden. However, Toko, Hiro, Hina, and I were in the gym together the entire time last night. Once I found Hiro in the garden, we immediately went to Toko and Hina's room to get them. At that point, we all went to the gym and began dismantling Monokuma. As a precaution, we made sure not to go anywhere near alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. In other words, all four of us have airtight alibis. The only ones who don't have alibis are me and Kyoko.
That's right.
And the victim really is Kyoko. Then I'm the only one without an alibi. Also, when we went to go Hina and Toko, we stopped by your room as well.
What?
But you never came out the door, so where precisely were you? I'm telling the truth. I was in my room, but I was dead asleep. I had a fever, so... That's hardly an alibi. I know. So, what now? You seem to be quite at a disadvantage here. I'm the only one without an alibi. That's really bad, isn't it? I think I checked everything I needed to in this area, but I'm not done yet. There are other areas I need to check. Specifically, the fragment I found before. There's somewhere I need to go in order to confirm my suspicions. And I still need to find out more about Kyoko. Is that corpse really Kyoko? If that's true... Was that also Kyoko who attacked me last night? If I can find out more about her, maybe I can answer that question. Kyoko was never the kind of person to talk about herself all that much. Maybe if I can get into her room, I'll be able to find out more. But the key to her room...
It's all clear.
has it.
What?
Just give up.
I don't have a choice. I have to see if he'll let me borrow her room key. Well, let's start by talking to him again. If he came up with an alibi, I'd be happy to hear it later at the class trial. Oh no, it's not about that. You have the key to Kyokko's room, right? I was hoping I could borrow it. I'm afraid I can't take that risk. You're the prime suspect after all. Of course, if I were to go with you, that would be a different story. Then, will you go with me? Sorry, I have my own engine to take care of. Find me again later and we'll see.
Goodbye.
Depending on my mood, I may go with you, or I may not. Come back later, huh? Okay, then in the meantime I should look around somewhere else. Maybe I should find out someplace else. Alright. If we look at the Monokuma file real quick, there was a lot of stuff that it said that we don't really know much about. Such as like, they also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. Body was covered with other wounds, but they were at least several days old. We want to look in the... It isn't clear about the metal pipe part, but you need to go into the dojo for this. If we look in one of the lockers, I'm pretty sure... Really? Nothing? Am I just thinking ahead? Okay, now I guess we'll leave that for later. I guess I'm going to the gym. Like I said, these anniversary editions, gameplay-wise, have quite a few bugs and lag issues and whatnot, but still, it's kind of surprising to see them since these weren't in, like, the native games, I'm pretty sure. So if we look, right around, okay, I thought the bomb was on the other side, but I guess not. I figured it wouldn't be here.
You know? Huh?
And that bomb went missing. There's no doubt about it. The fragments I found in the garden are part of Monokuma. Okay, I checked everywhere else I think of. All I can think of left now is Kyoko's room. I should head back to the garden and ask Byakuya. Let me check the Monokuma thing real quick. Hey, he's back here. Okay, can you go with me now?
Let's go.
Very well, let's go. Ah, wait for me. Byakuya walked out without a second glance, and I hurried after him on our way to the dorms. Dang, that was a quick agenda you went through, Byakuya. Kyoko's from Mr. here? Okay. I can't... Looks like it, thanks. Not much here. I don't think there's really anything to look at for the bed bathroom. The bathroom has a lock, right? Certain articles. And that's it? Okay. Well, there's still this. There's something on the table. It's a wood block decoration.
What?
What's that? What purpose does it serve? I think it's probably a key. The lockers at those really traditional public bathhouses use them for their lockers. I wouldn't know. I never gone to a public bathhouse. That doesn't really surprise me. It's hard to picture Byakuya doing something like that.
It's certainly possible.
But if it is a key, I think I might know what it unlocks. Really what? Unless I'm mistaken. I'm pretty sure I saw something at the dojo that I might go to. The dojo? Okay, so I did went early.
Such ignorance.
Oh, well, blind and okay. What else can we look at? Wait, that's a door though, right? Well, yeah, it is, but... Do we really have to go into the bathroom? Okay, fine, let me talk to Byakuya.
What? Come on.
You can't be serious. That's why you made me take time out of my search to come here? So sorry. Regardless, if you plan on poking around at random, you're doomed no matter how much time you take. Surely you don't have something more concrete, something to give us some sort of direction here. More concrete. Oh, I know.
It's true.
I'm sure I have it here somewhere. Found it. What's in that envelope? Kyoko gave it to me. She said if something ever happened, I should open it.
Interesting.
Well, something certainly happened, so open it. Okay. I opened the envelope and looked inside. Inside was a single piece of paper. Under the sheets.
What?
That's all that was in there? Yeah, looks like it. Under the sheets, what could it be? Well, obviously the only sheets we could think of. In the bathroom, no, I'm kidding. What's this? I found a crumpled up piece of paper. Class 78, Student Registry, Mukuro Ikusaba.
I see.
It appears to be Mukuro Ikusaba's profile. Yeah, looks like it. That's probably the other thing Kyoko stole when she snuck into the headmaster's room, along with the key. This must be the blank that Monokuma was talking about. Kyoko said that death without meaning was unappealing, and that this was what she left behind. I don't have time for your sentimental indulgences. Hurry up and finish your search. Okay. Mukuro Ikusaba. Female. The ultimate soldier. Although small for her age, she was a military specialist, trained in every weapon type imaginable. She showed an interest in military from childhood, and soon found herself completely absorbed in it. In elementary school, she won the survival game tournament and began writing for military magazines. Just before entering middle school, while she and her family were on vacation in Europe, she disappeared. The story of a young Japanese girl being kidnapped quickly took over Japanese media outlets. Oh, whoa, wait. Did not mean to skip that. An intense international investigation turned up no information and she was never found. However, she reappeared in Japan 3 years later, alone and completely unannounced. She revealed that she had joined a mercenary group known as Fenrir for those 3 years. She insisted that she hadn't been kidnapped, and that she received battle training out of her own volition. However, she never revealed why she decided to return home when she did. The Ultimate Soldier, a mercenary group. That doesn't feel real. The world I grew up in, it's like a completely different dimension. It's like one's non-fiction and the other sci-fi. There's no way to even compare the two. That's how different this is. That's how I saw things from as just an ordinary person, but then
I see.
I never mentioned I would hear the name Fenrir in a place like this. Huh? You recognize it?
Naturally.
The Fenrir mercenary groups is a collection of battle-crazed warmongers. But they do have their uses, and they always get the job done. That's worth remembering. This is all part of a world totally removed from the one I lived in. I have to say, I'm intrigued. Every rumor I heard of that says a Fenrir has already...
Found it!
Whoa! I feel like our hero's becoming a bit player, and a bit player is becoming our hero. Ah, dude.
What?
What have you got in your pretty little hand there? Uh-oh, you found her profile. So what if we did?
Hey, come on
Don't forget on me.
now.
I'm not gonna hold it against you or anything. In case you're wondering, I don't hold it against Kyoko either, even though she stole it and hid it. After all, there's no rule against stealing, is there? But who I can't forgive is Miss Ogami, who broke the rules and busted into the headmaster's room. Maybe I'll drag her corpse out here and slice it up and devour it. Bears are omnivores, you know.
What?
Are rule violations really that unforgivable? You're quite adamant about those regulations of yours. Of course I am. A proper school life is built on dedication to organization and order. Which is why even I, as the school headmaster, have to follow the regulations myself. Oh? So you're saying you have to follow your own rules as well?
Of course.
Absolutely! I can't have you complain about how unfair it all is, now can I? In fact, on the subject of fairness, would you like to know something interesting? Interesting? It's about the one writing all the rules. They're actually one of the participants in this killing game. I don't think I ever told you about how many participants there actually were, didn't I? I was thinking, I should probably clarify that.
Hey,
When you all first together in the main hallway, way back when, there were 15 people there, right? I think that's the first meeting that may have led to a little misunderstanding among you all. A misunderstanding? Are you saying...
in other words.
That's right, there weren't actually 15 of you.
Yes, indeed.
The total number of students taking part in this killing game was actually 16. 16 then.
Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student, the one they called Watch Out.
The 16th student, Mukuro Ikusaba. She's part of the school life. She's the one making all the regulations is...
Why?
Huh?
Did you say something? Why are you telling us this? Oh, well because... Like I told you, this killing game is desperately popular. You wouldn't believe the ratings. And since we got so many viewers now, I want to make sure everyone's on the same page. I don't want to wake up to a hurricane of complaints and hate mail, you know.
Yes, indeed.
Makes sense?
Well now.
Okay, that's all you get for now. Oh, actually, I do have some revenge to get, so I have an extra bonus for you. Revenge. I want to get back at the sneaky Miss Kirigiri, so I'm gonna share a secret with you.
Hey,
You know how she wears those stupid gloves day in, day out all the time? Well, don't tell anyone I told you, but she wears them covering a bunch of hideous scars that she doesn't want anyone to see. What? Okay, now that's all you get. Kyoko wears those gloves to cover up a bunch of scars. Wait, so on the back of her hand... that tattoo. Wait, but no. Monokuma specifically said that they were scars, right? And that's why Kyoko wears those gloves to hide the scars, which means... those fake nails on the corpse. Are you thinking about Kyoko again? Huh?
What?
Forget about her. What rather sign out is to uncover Monokuma's trap. This trap.
Such ignorance.
God must have really hated you to make you so dull. Don't you remember Monokuma just told us? He said there were 16 students, right? Which means Mukuro was a student here.
That's right.
Obviously, Monokuma is trying to tell us that Mukuro is the one creating the rules to the game. But why would he tell us that? Why now? He said he wanted to make things clear so there wouldn't be any complaints later. But the mere fact that he said that proves that Mukuro is connected to this case. That's why Monokuma revealed the existence of the 16th student. It needs to make our investigation fair. Mukuro's related to the
It's
case?
certainly possible.
Perhaps she's the one that killed Kyoko. What? That would explain why we have to have a class trial, wouldn't it? If she's a student and she killed someone, that would make her part of the school killing game. Mukuro is the killer? She killed Kyoko? Anyone should be able to come to that conclusion, don't you think? In fact, that's exactly why I thought when the investigation first began.
What?
But based on what Monokuma just told us, I've changed my mind.
It's all clear now.
Mukuro Ikusaba isn't the culprit. Huh? What makes you say that? We thought Mukuro, the ultimate despair, was the mastermind's true identity. But if that's true, Monokuma's behavior makes no sense. Why would the mastermind go out of their way to reveal themselves to us? That's a good point.
In other words,
Mukuro giving us information that would raise questions about her would-be bold, to say the least. It makes more sense than to assume that Mukuro isn't the culprit. So that's the trap. They want us to suspect Mukuro and come to the wrong conclusion. That's what makes sense to me. The way you say it, it definitely does seem possible. But if that's really true, if Mukuro isn't the killer, then who is? Well, then I believe our work here is finished. Let's move on. I'm sure there are other places in need of investigation. I should find out that key and the dojo are really connected.
let's go.
Well, are you coming? Let's check it out. I think she said it was 6.
I see. Very strange.
That's the one that doesn't have a key in it at the moment. You understand what that means, right? I should probably use the key we found on the locker, right?
That's right.
Well, just try it. Okay. I took out the woodblock key and inserted it into the locker's metal lock pin. The locker eagerly accepted the key and it opened. There are arrows in here. It looks like 10 arrows in total. They look like they're made of titanium, which means they're quite strong despite how thin they are. Of course, without a bow, they're nothing but strong sticks. Strong sticks. Oh, there's something else in the locker. It's a water buff ball with duct tape. I wonder what it was used for. Is that a blood stain? If it is, that means that it surely must be related to the case. This duct tape is related to the case somehow? But how could it possibly be involved? I think that's all the locker has to offer for now. There's something
Very
wrong.
strange.
It's very odd, don't you think? The locker was hiding items that were clearly related to the case. But how did the key to the locker wind up in the victim's room?
Why?
Or perhaps... Yuck. Forget it. Come on, we need to continue on to the next location. Huh? What next location? There's still something we need to look into. We need to do more research on Fenrir. Fenrir? You mean the mercenary group that Mukuro was a part of? But how are we supposed to find out about that? Isn't it obvious? Where in this school would you go to do research on something? Research? Are you talking about the archive? That's right, the archive have all kinds of info that the general public doesn't have access to.
Let's go.
We only have so much time before this trial begins. Let's hurry. I believe there was a file related to Fenrir somewhere over here. You seem to know it like the back of his hand. Oh, here we go. Well, aren't you gonna show it to me?
See.
I have no idea what it says. What kind of language is this? How did you make it all to the high school without learning a single word of French? I'm pretty sure most high schoolers can't speak French. Well, whatever. I'll read it to you, but I expect to repay your debt 100 times over. 100 times? Isn't that kind of extreme? Fenrir is an elite fighting unit based out of the Middle East. Unlike military contractors, they are a fierce group of soldiers who engage in direct combat. They claim that a single member is equivalent to an entire company of regular soldiers. Just like Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok, their mere presence is enough to strike fear into any enemy. They have been involved in countless military battles and operations, most of which are highly classified. However, some time ago, they completely ceased all activity. At present, their continued existence cannot be confirmed. They are unconfirmed reports that the key members of the group were all neutralized. Rumors indicated that they were killed to keep them from revealing the many state secrets they acquired. Some, however, believe that there was mounting internal tension within the group, and they simply just imploded.
What?
This all just sounds some kind of alternate reality. Well, it isn't. This is our reality, the only reality. These people are part of our world. Their battlefields aren't much different from our lives here. An unpredictable, unimaginable world. That's what makes it all so exciting. Exciting definitely isn't the word I would use. So, did anything jump out of you? This may be your last opportunity to learn about Fenrir, now that you mention it. The report said something about where the name of Fenrir comes from, right? To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad will get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body. What? They got a tattoo of Fenrir? Could that mean... And that's it.
Time is utterly silent, and yet it constantly assaults us, organisms, the earth, natural phenomena. It damages us little by little until the end. You should really think about that. Anyway, it's time to begin the class trial. So, please meet up in the usual spot. See you later!
Then the time has come. All we can do now is try and uncover the truth during the class
That's
trial.
right.
Yeah, it would seem that way. Let's go. We're gonna begin the trial next time. So, next time Let's Play Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc, we're gonna do just that, alright? I will see you guys then.